Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It's incredible to have you guys. This crowd is amazing. Thank you so much for being here at the Hi-Fi Show. This is our 12th episode, and we are diving immediately to watch our 5 videos. Remember, if you want to participate, all videos are going to be shown unless there's something obscene. And you're going to find all the rules here below in the video description. Let's start now.
Hi Guido, my name is Leonardo Grecchi from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I would like to show you my setup, one of 4 setups I have. This is my main setup, and sometimes I change some part of my main setup, and I would like to show you and editing the video because could be easier for understanding and faster for sure.
Go,
Here,
Leonardo.
my Altec Lansing 891A, never restored, great loudspeaker. I'll never change this speaker. It will be always, in the rest of my life, will be my main speaker.
A bold
and
statement.
You can see here, few long plays. I'm not so into long play. And then I'll explain why I'm not. Let's start from digital devices. This is the DAT, Digital Audio Tape, PCM R300, Sony. Great equipment, great sound, great digital sound. Now, mini disc recorder, Denon DMD 1000. Great sound, great equipment. And this is the second digital source I have. The third digital sound source, my CD player, I guess the ultimate CD player, CDP D11, Sony, recently refurbished. Now,
Nice.
the first equipment in the analog domain, Marantz tape deck, auto reverse, professional type,
Bravo.
model PMD 502. The second equipment, Nakamichi 582, Z. Recently refurbished, superb recording.
Nice.
This USB cable means a connection of my notebook into this NAD deck. NAD deck, let me switch on. Great deck, old deck, maybe old-fashioned deck, but it's a great deck and works perfectly for me. 2 more tape decks, Nakamichi CR1A and the Tascam 103. This Tascam was the main tape deck in my setup, and I recently changed by the Nakamichi. Another great tape deck, Akai XC570D
Wow.
Mark II. This deck will be fully refurbished. Just waiting for the technician. The main amplification, Sony amplifier, integrated amplifier model TA1120. Recently refurbished as well.
Nice vintage
And
pieces.
here, this is a turntable rebranded in Brazil as Gradiente, but actually is a JVC turntable. This turntable has a Stanton 500 EL cartridge, and soon will be replaced by a Dual 510. It's on the workshop, being completely refurbished. Changing the cartridge to orthophone will be a great analog source.
Great clamp there.
My cassette tapes, brand new and some used tapes, digital audio tapes here, and I am a bit nerd. I prefer to record some hard to find Spotify artist in cassette. So I print the J card recording on Marantz or on my Nakamichi.
Aha.
And finally, the rest of my collection. 21 receivers here. Sansui, Technics,
Wow.
Akai, Yamaha,
Now that is a collection.
Sony, Luxman, Pioneer, Kenwoods, and Marantz. So, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed my setup. And I think my video was clear about my passion.
Indeed.
Thank you, Guido, for the opportunity.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Leonardo. From Brazil. I love the fact that you did a deep dive in vintage. Oh boy. I mean, that last wall was like a artistic installment. Fantastic, beautiful. But I hope you use them every once in a while. First of all, to keep them alive. The capacitors need to work every once in a while. And not only that. And it's also cool to have different, types of sound signatures. So don't leave them there. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, but do use them, as well as all those decks, cassette decks you have all over the place. I don't know if you're using them all. But apart from that, great system. Love the Altics. Love also the turntable, the mini disc recorder. Different setup. Cool. Thank you for sending it. Let's proceed now to number 2.
Welcome to the little old New Zealand, and I'll show you my listening room and home theatre setup.
Ooh la la.
Nothing too flash, nothing too expensive, but it's all, I think, pretty well balanced for what we've got. As far as sound deadening and, I don't know, what do you call it, acoustic smoothing. We've got curtains at the back, curtains at the side, curtains at the front, and some some extra foam squares there, and quite a thick carpet to deaden the sound. The big subwoofer is mounted on a homemade isolation. The other two separate subs, just on the left and the right, but they're all three of them are mono connected, so they just give a nice good kick in the pants when you need it. As far as gear is concerned, for vinyl, and which I've sort of just got back into, but I've got a 40-year-old dual 604, and
nice.
I've just got back into vinyl a bit, so I've upgraded the output, the phono lead, to the Project Connectee that's going into the Cambridge A60 integrated amp, and there's a couple of Kefcoda 7s on their little stands there, just for vinyl playback. On the digital side of things, I've got the Yamaha RXA 3030 from about 2010, I think. There's a couple of Infinity fans there, just dragging the heat out of it, because in the summertime it gets pretty hot, depending on, of course, how much use you give
Wow.
it. Then there's the Oppo 105D, which I mainly use for 2-channel listening, audio-wise, of course. And next to that is the Oppo 205, which I use for the Ultra HD discs and streaming. Above that is the old Denon 1015G, which is just as good as a CD player as the Oppos. I'll tell you about the graphic equalizer in a minute. If you spotted the headphone jack on the floor there, it's ready to go into the Yamaha, because I had cancer treatment and the chemo got rid of my high frequency hearing. Anything above 3K is very dodgy, so I've amplified the higher frequencies, and that goes into the little old Magni, and I listen closely through these DT770 Pros.
Nice.
And yeah, for anything that I need to concentrate on. But other than that, everything else is through the kefs. So there you go, there's my humble little home theatre. Thanks for watching.
Well, thank you. Those big speakers, maybe I missed those. I don't know. I don't think you mentioned those. Well, as you said, a very simple system, environment, but cozy, nice, great treatment, room treatment. Congratulations on that. A little bit of modern, a little bit of vintage. Those apples are great catches, both of them. Congratulations. Okay, let's proceed now to our third video now.
Ciao Guido, and hi. My name is Carlos. I am from Latvia. I am 36 years old, and this is my system. It's full Nakamichi system.
Ooh, Ganzo.
Amplifier, I have TA4, 100 watts per channel, very good sounding, warm, detail, spacious. It's just tick all the boxes what I need for my listening. So I have radio, also FM radio. I'm complete analog radio fan. So it's Nakamichi
Cool.
ST2 from 1991, I think, year. This is from 1989. And for the CDs, yes, I have no tape, but I have CDs, which I listen a lot. It's Nakamichi CDP2 with Philips TDA DAC. We all know the legendary DAC. And this one is probably the best sounding CD player with that DAC in stock form. It's just really analog, vibrant, rich. It's very, very good sounding. So yeah, for interconnectors I have Hard Company, which goes from CD to amplifier. From this I have Oilbach, German firm brand, and the speakers. The speakers are floor standing speakers. I have two tweeters, the mid and tweeter and the bass. So on the back I have the passive radiator, which will give me the tight, deep bass. It's very full sounding speakers.
And the brand?
Very nice sounding. So yeah.
What are they?
So this is my position where I sit and listen. And when I listen, I see the image. The people are standing for me, the singer, and the spacious three-dimensional sound. This system is capable. Oh my gosh, yes, it's really capable. Yes, it's not fancy, but for me it's just perfect, and I love it. And yes, I have a lot of CDs, good quality CDs. I'm a fan of good quality. Dynamic range, it's important for me. So there is my CD collection here, then there is my CD collection here, and also here. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening. So ciao, arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Thank you. Well, I like these small, simple systems. Yours has, I must admit, character, because you put together this Nakamichi system. Very cool. I like that a lot. And we usually focus on the decks, so I'm very curious. Even in other videos, we saw the other machines made by them, and they all have a very high quality standard. Clearly the decks are the top of the tops, but even the rest is excellent. And I would be very curious actually to listen to. You didn't tell us what speakers you have. Maybe you made them by your own, I don't know. You have that couch right in the front of one. You should really try to move that. But for the rest, it's a little small, but everything seems correct into place, and I'm sure you like it. And that's the important, you guys. That's the important, that you are satisfied with what you have, and slowly you will increase and upgrade everything. Absolutely. Let's proceed now to our fourth video.
Hello everyone,
Ooh.
this is Shankar from London showing you my system. I used to have a name set up before, separates, pre and power combo. Many boxes which I then downsized to something simpler. So let me start with the amplification. This is a Burmester 082
Wow.
integrated, sitting on top of at least what I think is a really nice set of racks designed by Marco Asirius from Basso Continuo, Italian brand. Excellent, as all things from Italy are. The streamer setup is a Blue Sound Node, which I recently upgraded to a LHY audio power, a linear power supply unit, which I think makes a great difference, a big difference.
Hey.
That streams into the Denafrips Pontus 2 12/1. My only gripe with Denafrips is they keep coming up with updates literally every year. It's hard to keep up, but it's a great pack. Cables are all AudioQuest. The main amplifier
Huge.
cable is a AudioQuest Tornado, which I again recently upgraded. The speakers are from an interesting Scottish company called ART.
Beautiful.
Which stands for Acoustic Reproduction Technology. These are the ART Deco 20. They were named Deco because it looks like a 1920s, 30s Art Deco design, but it's a Scottish company based in Troon. These are the Deco 20 signature versions. Really nice high-spec speakers, WBT speaker terminals, very dynamic sounding. Recently upgraded with Alnico tweeters. So they're pretty efficient speaker. They're 92 dB efficient. So it's Alnico tweeter,
Sweet.
5.5-inch mid-range and two 10-inch woofers. Very smooth sound overall in terms of presentation. I shall play one of the tracks suggested. Not sure how this would pick up, but let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much the... Oh, forgot the turntable. I have a fairly modest turntable setup. It's a Roxanne Atisa turntable. Which is quite nice actually. I have just about started getting into vinyl setups. My most recent purchase being the Nagaoka MP1110, a great little cartridge. Yeah, I haven't bit the bullet as yet on the vinyl rig, focusing more on the digital side of things. In terms of sound reverberation, I mean, I'm confined by a flat in London, so I'm using some basic GIK Acoustics panels and some of my daughter's
Good job.
teddy bears as absorption purposes. But that's it, guys. This is my setup. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.
We do, indeed. Thank you. So, very interesting speakers. I love the Burmeister, or however you pronounce that. You know I butcher names in English because I usually pronounce them in Italian. In any case, great amplifier. And in fact, you dedicated so much attention to the suspension of that, even though you explained why, but clearly at a certain point put some isolation, some decoupling under the turntable, absolutely. And invest in the phono preamp. Since you are starting to creep in, a good quality phono preamp is really gonna elevate, and clearly a good, even better cartridge than that, but it's an excellent start, no problem. But I see you have a strong hi-fi inclination, meaning high fidelity inclination. If you start putting those pieces together, you will have great results, and you're gonna pitch the streamer out the window. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. The last one.
How you going, mate? Some Yamahas coming to you from Australia, so I just thought I'd take you a little run through of a little Yamaha collection that I've managed to accumulate over the last 6 to 7 years. But before I get into that, just a quick look at the little portables. I've got a little Panasonic here, which I was able to, it's the one I always wanted as a child but could never really afford. I've got some Sony's Walkmans from the early 80s, and then some from the 2000s. We've also got the little Fio that everyone's been talking about, coming out of China there. Nice little player. That little Sanyo that's in front of it there, both they're using the same mechanism, so I don't know if they've copied it or whether they actually been able to find some of those going around. We've got a very simple K15 model from 1984. I bought this one because it was the black version of the silver one that I originally bought 7 years ago. I just wanted it in black. Underneath this is actually a very interesting one. This is a K340. It's almost like a cousin, brother, sister, if you will, to the KX300 that you talked about in one of your videos as a recommendation. While it has HX Pro, has the same mechanism as the KX300 and has the same performance characteristics. Here is the KX300 that you talked about. I bought this on your recommendation, and I certainly was not disappointed. The performance, the features, the overall robustness of this mechanism, very easy to repair. Underneath that, We've got a KX380. The interesting feature on this one is the auto tape tuning button. That's why I bought it. It does very well with the BASF Type 2 pure chrome tapes, calibrates those really well. We've got a KX500. The VU meters on this are absolutely amazing. 1988-89 model. Just everything about this says 80s. It's top quality, 2-head deck. The only thing that they probably could have done a little bit better on this is the mechanism. Has a plastic capstan connected to a metal component, and with the pinch roller pushing on it over a long period of time, it actually breaks off that capstan and causes all sorts of problems. Beautifully designed TC800 from 1976. Even in 2024, this just looks amazing and modern for a cassette deck, I suppose you could say. Only Yamaha deck that I own that has Type 3 support. This at the moment is not working. It's currently being worked on. We've got a little Sony portable here from the late 80s. It was actually my grandmother's, and I've had it for a long period of time. It's what's always kept me interested in cassettes, and it's what's got me onto buying some decks and things like that later in my life. And I'm just really happy to have this as a little memory from her. Underneath that, we've got a beautiful K360 from 1979 to 1980, 81. Just the open mechanism on it. That TDK SAX looks absolutely amazing. The camera is not just doing it justice. All metal construction, glass, analog, VU meters and things like that. Lovely, solid piano keys. It's just absolutely beautiful deck to use and listen to. Underneath that, we've got the KX650 from 1992. It's the only 3-head deck that I own. Interesting design with the VU meters. They absolutely look amazing, but they are backlit from incandescent lights, which I think was a very interesting touch for that period of time. We've got another KX380, my favourite deck out of all of the Yamahas, 1994 model again. The first deck that I bought, 1984, K15, but this is the silver version of it from the one at the start of the video. Again, very simple deck, nothing special about it, but it's because it's basic, it will probably outlast all the decks that I own. You've got a more mid-tier deck, the K520 from the same era, 1984, 1985. Beautiful designed 80s model with soft touch control using the same mechanism as the K15. So you've got the base model of the K15 above that there, and then you've got the mid-tier deck of that same era with a real-time tape counter. Beautifully designed little piece of history from the 1980s. So why Yamaha? Well, everyone's heard of Yamaha. They make great instruments. Any company that can make great instruments can make great hi-fi equipment. And yeah, these cassette decks are no exception. So great to have these, and thanks for listening.
Well, thank you. Was that a street light in the middle? Well, incredible collection. I mean, a reference Yamaha collection. Wow. Wow, all perfectly kept. You can see that immediately. You're loving the collection. So a lot of people start to understand why you have more than one deck, because a lot of people say, more than one, why? Why? When you start to understand and appreciate the details, the technology behind it, and the different sound signatures of them, you just can't stop. Well, thank you again. Great system, love it all. And what else can I say? Send your videos, guys. We're almost at the end of the pit, so they should come out quickly. Thank you again for watching, and remember that music is born analog. Bye! Hey there, if you are enjoying my content, please consider to subscribe. It's free, and it will help the channel tremendously. Also, don't forget to explore my prior videos. There's something for everyone. Welcome to the audiophile community.